So with me tonight, I have about 570 plastic bags, and the number 570 is representative of one of my classmates who every day in his lunch, he brings a plastic bag, and in it he puts his plastic bottle, which he drinks his beverage out of, and a plastic Ziploc bag. And the plastic Ziploc bag contains his sandwich, which is usually about like half a pound of chipped ham. And the issue with animal agriculture and the effect it has on the environment is a completely different TED Talk that one of my amazing mentor, Michelle Jenkins, gave earlier today. So if you'd like to hear about the effects of animal agriculture on the environment, then watch hers. But talking about plastic. So these plastic bags that I have right next to me are representative for one person for 3 years of their lunch, 3 consecutive years of bringing a plastic bag every day. And if this is all of this waste for one person, one time a day, and you multiply it for 18 years of existence, that's a lot more than that would fit in this shopping cart I rented from Giant Eagle. And you multiply this by everyone in the audience tonight for our entire lifetimes, and you're looking at so much waste that I probably wouldn't be able to stand on this stage because it would just be filled. And how do we produce this waste? Where does it come from? Well, virtually every single thing we buy in the grocery store or for toiletries, everything is in some sort of disposable packaging. Whether it's plastic, doesn't matter. Always wasting some sort of non-decomposable product. And this is a large problem, not just because it fills up bags, but a larger issue. The photographer who takes these beautiful pictures of melting ice, his name is James Balog, and he argues that the most powerful issue of our time is the disconnection between humans and nature. And this disconnection is represented through the act of throwing something away. The term throwing something away speaks volumes in of itself because it's not gone forever. It's not eviscerated from the planet. It's out of sight, out of mind. And every day when my classmate throws away his plastic bag, his little plastic bundle, it adds up. And just because we don't have to see it, we don't have to carry our trash around, we don't have to leave it in our front yards, but it's still there. And whenever I was getting ready to talk tonight, the event, everyone would ask me what I was talking about. When I would mention I'm talking about the environment, I would get the most devastating responses. People would either look unamused or uninterested or just really concerned for me. And they would say, why are you doing that? Why are you getting on stage and preaching about the environment? No one cares, no one wants to care, no one wants to hear what you have to say about why we have to take shorter showers and take bikes everywhere we go, or drive a Prius, or go vegan tomorrow. No one wants to hear me talk about these things. And they're right. And the disconnection that we have is a problem for me, it's a problem for everyone, and it's exemplified in the waste we produce. And I'm not here to warn you about global warming or climate change because we really just don't have the time to debate whether or not it's an issue. When you hear people in the media or politicians talk about combating climate change, it always seems like a hypothetical, far off, maybe situation. Worst case scenario, it gets a degree or 2 warmer in Pittsburgh. I really don't care anyway. I don't like the cold. I don't mind if it gets a little bit warmer. But global warming and climate change are much bigger and broader terms. And it's the little things that we do every day that affect the environment in ways that we're privileged enough that we don't have to think about, like throwing things away. So where does all this trash go? If this is, like I said, one person, a small scale for waste of an entire lifetime, imagine the entire room tonight, the entire state of Pennsylvania, the entire United States. That's a lot of waste for a lot of people, and so much of it that there are these trash islands deposited in oceans around the world. And the largest one of them is about the size of Texas. And Texas is a very big place, and it's full of people who also produce a lot of waste. So you have these various deposits of just pure trash circling around in the ocean, nothing more, nothing less than the waste we produce. Looks very nice, it's very photogenic, great photo opportunity. And this is us. This is our waste. It's also everybody else's, but it's ours. At some point in our lives, we've thrown something away. Whether you recycle at home, we still drink out of plastic bottles or use plastic bags, or literally everything we use on a daily basis is in some sort of plastic. When I was trying to think of anecdotes I could use to fully put to scale how much waste we produce, because these islands from far away, they aren't too impressive to me. But all of this waste, I said, it's us. And why do we do this? Why do we use something once and throw it away? If we saw some sort of alien society that was using something once and throwing it away, we'd think they were crazy. One of our huge life lesson that we learn growing up is not to waste. Whether it's food or anything, don't be wasteful. But what is more wasteful than going to Starbucks and getting a plastic cup and a plastic straw and drinking out of it once and throwing it away to never see it again? When you could literally just as easily have a reusable plastic cup, reusable plastic straw, produce a lot of less waste that's here in these beautiful pictures, or perhaps a reusable coffee cup. This was $2 at the checkout at Starbucks. It looks exactly the same as the disposable paper ones. No one has to know you're being environmentally friendly. It can be your sustainable secret. No one will call you a crazy tree hugger. It can be all on your own. And why does it matter? Why am I encouraging you to do these things? This doesn't affect me. I don't care about the planet. Why should I? Well, you could say that you don't, and that would be kind of reasonable, but the problem is we are the Earth. We are the planet. We cannot continue to progress as a society if we don't have a planet to live on. If we have the cognitive power as intelligent human beings to create pocket computers where we can have access to unlimited information at any given time on any topic we desire, or we have the power to create methods of transportation like cars or planes that get us comfortably around the world in an amount of time that would be utterly unfathomable 200 years ago. If we have the power and the incentive to do these things, then why don't we have the same incentive to revolutionize the way that we treat and affect the environment? Because we are the environment. And even though you don't want to take shorter showers, you don't want to bike places, neither do I. And it's just as simple, as I mentioned earlier, using something reusable, or keeping in the back of your mind, what could I be doing that would be less wasteful, or even just think about it, just start to develop the thought. I want to make sure I fully express tonight the extent of the environmental destruction that we're perpetuating. Not just through waste, not just through animal agriculture, but even with cars, for example. If you were to put your mouth on the exhaust pipe of a car and you breathed in the fumes, what would happen? You would be poisoned. You don't want that for yourself. And just because it's not directly on your mouth, breathing it in, this still all flows into the air that we breathe. And like I said, we can't live on the planet and continue to progress if we don't have clean air to breathe or clean water to drink. And just because we don't drink ocean water and we don't have to ingest the salty, spiraling sewage that's slowly breaking down in the oceans, unfortunately, a lot of sea life do. And they ingest this plastic or are wrapped around in it. These plastic bags that are floating in the ocean, turtles mistake them for jellyfish, and so they eat plastic bags. And I would not want to eat these. I don't think anybody else would tonight either. But virtually everything we buy in the store is wrapped in plastic. And if we don't want to breathe that in, then why do we wrap our food in it and buy it and waste it? So how do we fix these sort of things? Well, in Norway, the demand for trash is so high that other countries actually export them their waste because they found a way to decompress garbage and break it down into a renewable energy source. It's no pollution, eco-friendly, sustainable for the environment, and it's a win-win because you're getting rid of waste and you're using less environmentally friendly methods of energy like oil or natural gas. And if you don't care about the planet side of it, then think about the long-term economic growth that would come out of a whole new side of independent energy. The United States, imagine the power we would have if we completely transformed all of our wasteful habits and all of our habits that are bad for the environment into a long-term economic benefit for us. So I want to make sure I leave tonight with the idea, because it's easy to be inspired once, to decide tonight that I'm never going to waste again, or I'm never ever going to use plastic for the rest of my life. It's very, very difficult. And working on it myself, it's absolutely mind-boggling how we use plastic in every part of our lives. But it's not just plastic, it's just the basic idea. The stereotype surrounding environmentalism or the people you affiliate, like myself, a crazy vegan liberal environmentalist with a huge shopping cart of plastic bags standing on a stage talking to you tonight. It's more than just this. It's more than just bringing a reusable coffee cup and keeping it your secret. It's the power and the absolute fundamental necessity we need to have. If we want to continue to advance and progress as a society, as Americans, as humans, then we have to channel our incentives and our desire to live on the planet to ensure our longest life on here as possible, because quite literally, our lives are dependent on the choices we make today. Thank you.